So welcome to our one of the first series of bootcamp. So SAP SuccessFactors Succession Planning. So in this bootcamp sessions are designed in a such a way we will be covering in one sessions and to end comprehensive overview of the module. Okay, and also any specific topic we would like to focus in that also we will focus. Okay, so as we know already we are having following multiple tracks in our success labs. Okay, but today we will be focusing primarily on the implementation side of it. Before we go to the implementations, so there is a latest flow diagram. We call it a value flow diagram or value stream diagram. Okay, which SAP success factor has provided to us. Okay, so we'll try to understand the overall landscape and where does our succession planning and career development modules, CDP modules, SP CDP modules, they are fitting in. Okay, so if you see the overall picture, okay, so we have a, if you center, if you see, this is called your value flow diagram, okay, or value stream diagram. Okay, so we have three value chain here: value, recruit to onboard, okay, then we have a develop to grow, okay, then reward to retain. What does it mean? Your actually we call it also a hire to retire cycle, by the way. Okay, but if you see from a value chain diagram point of view, a person's actually as an applicant then becomes a candidate, then becomes the employee. Okay, and that will be followed in the recruit to onboard cycle. Okay, this is the value cycle or value chain, whatever you can say. Okay, recruit to onboard, and it covers which are the modules. It covers your attract and so I will just annotate it so that you can remember. So you can see in this side. Okay, also the color code you can see accordingly. You can see recruit to onboard. Two process groups are available. Okay, one is attract and acquire talent, onboard talent. So recruiting both RM, your RxCX, recruiter experience, candidate experience, as well as onboarding module. These are the part of it, this value cycle, value flow, values flow diagram or a value. Okay, so recruit to onboard. Now next is your develop to grow. Once the person has been hired, actually he is part of the core HR system, is an employee central, and inside that again, so as the person continue in the organization, he will be working on multiple projects, multiple initiatives and all. Then he will start to learn a lot. Then again, he will developing and growing in the same organization. Okay, so in that case, we have a two process group. These are called your process groups, by the way. So there is a plus button. So there is an online version of it. So this is used. They use SAP have used SAP Signavio tool where it's they have captured all this diagram. I have taken a screenshot of it, but it is also interactive tool also available. People who are having access, they can also SAP Signavio they can go into. So here the process groups are educate and develop talent. So here comes your SAP SuccessFactors LMS, learning management system, as well as your career development planning module. Okay, this is also part of here. And similarly, to some extent, PMGM. Then also succession planning comes under here. Identify and grow talent. So here your PMGM module as well as succession planning will be coming, because you have to identify how based on the rating. Okay, based on the performance rating, somebody's rating, you identify who are the top performer, who are the okay medium performer, or who are actually needs improvement, right? So from that you identify and grow your talent. Okay, when you say grow, so they may be growing in their career. Okay, in maybe promotion, maybe they are moving to another role in the same organization. So this is where your succession planning will be coming into picture. Okay, so identify and grow talent. Okay, these are all interrelated, but here there will be an assessment, and based on that, lot of things, nominations, whatever you can say, right? So this is how the succession planning will be fitting into here. Similarly, reward to retain. So here your compensation, variable pay, benefits, all the modules will be coming into picture. This is how the entire cycle looks like. Okay, from a process group, value chain or value flow, value stream mapping point of view. Okay, and this is called a plan to optimize workforce. So here also we have there are some strategy. This is for HR strategy. There are also organization structure. You develop position management, everything here, development planning, organization structure here. Similarly, downstream, if you can see here, these are all mostly EC module. Okay, manage and employee information reporting, recruiting your EC reporting. Okay, your time and attendance management, payroll module, your employee experience, Qualtrics module. So this is how all the modules, how they have mapped to each other in terms of, it's a different diagram. Mostly architects, people use all these diagrams in their projects and all. But this will be giving a bigger picture and where do succession planning and CDP, okay, fit in into the entire framework, okay, in this entire structure. So I will take a pause. Is this clear? This is the latest diagram I have downloaded from SAP SuccessFactor architecture sites, and this is how they are presenting these days. Okay, is it clear? Right. Okay. So now coming to the implementation. So basically, whenever you're implementing SuccessFactor succession planning, these are the different sequence. So just for your information, I have captured it here. Okay, there may be some additional points if you think so. We can also add it here. This is just for from the implementation guide and from my experience, I have just put it here. First thing first, we have preparation and planning. So this is where these are non-technical things, like you will be doing scoping, your project managers will be involved, all of things. So who are the team members from the IT, your client side, who are the team members in your company. There will be kickoff meeting, or you can say discovery workshop, you can say, okay. And there can be also some documents you'll be collecting from the customer, or any kind of needs assessment you will be conducting, or based on your RFP, okay, what are the client requirements and everything you will be finding here. So this is of where we have a preparation and the planning stage. So in this preparation and planning stage, what we do generally in this stage, you will be capturing everything in the preparation. All this is a non-technical activities, but here your preparation planning stage will be conducting. These are mostly project management, architects, so pre-sales, those people will be involved. So I have a question for you. So do you have any experience on this before the project starts, Sai? Anything you have done,
Hi,
Sai?
Niladri. No, no.
Hi, thanks for joining,
Hi.
Sai. So thanks for joining in. So no, this question was for Sake actually. So who has already has have experience, okay, maybe. So this
No.
question for you. So this is not for you. This just we will connect later on. But for now, so if you can answer, that will be good. Otherwise, I will answer. Sake, it is have
No.
have you no, right? Okay, so that is a typical project management job, so nothing to worry. So typical project management, pre-sales or you're a solution architect and all those people. So this is a preparation and planning stage. Okay, so once this is done, everything is taken care. Generally, the system configuration will start where you will be conducting any kind of a work. So workshops will be part of a preparation stage also. You may not be involved from the beginning, but you will be part of the those PTO project team orientation, those activities, understanding the requirements briefly. Okay, those are the things will be done here in the preparation and planning stage. Next comes your system configuration, where you will be so the primary things you have to do. So these what are the primary things you will be performing. So this is where your typical setting of the foundation objects, configuring succession data model, role-based permissions. So why we require this? Any idea? Before we implement success factor succession module.
This system configuration, right? All the setup should be right?
Uh,
For objects which we create, foundation objects for the base.
hmm.
That is the reason
Yes,
we
yes,
mean.
you're right. You're right. So basically, your structure of the organization, job roles, positions. So these are the key things. So we definitely require, and these are the prerequisite, I will say, whenever you are implementing. So as we are focusing currently on succession planning, right? So you have to have a configurations of these foundational elements like your org structure, job code, job. So job code, when I say job roles, job positions, so your position management should be there, your JPB or nowadays TIH, Talent Intelligence Hubs. Okay, so those things should be there. So you should be implementing. So similar the data model. So you have to ensure, because if it's already implemented Employee Central, you don't have to worry much. Sufficient data models must be have been implemented, right? At the same time, we have to also establish the RBP, which is also very important for all the RBP permissions we require, all the things, right? So now coming back to, so this is overall I have in general I have given. Now we will go to the implementation guide and we will quickly check few things. Then we will go back to the system. Okay, finally. Okay. So again, I have to log in, and I will, after logging in again, I will go back to the system. Let me go. Yeah. So meanwhile, I'm opening the guide, implementation guide. I have already taken a download of it. Just a minute. Yeah, download PDF. Yeah. This is a comprehensive guide covering your succession planning module. So 260 plus pages. So coming to here, first thing first, if you go by the module, okay. So first of all, they are saying the flow. I think this is the questions which you are asking, say, what is the process flow? What is the common for many organization whenever you are working with a success factor succession planning? Generally it starts with the PMGM. Okay, so performance management should be implemented, okay, based on the ratings, based on the different calibrations, right? So accordingly the flow will means the rating, it will go, and accordingly also that will be also required. Similarly also, whenever you're conducting any talent review meeting, I think talent review meeting I have covered on one of the sessions, okay. So now coming to talent review meeting, you might have seen what is the transaction, what, you remember which one we have to put it? I think I don't know whether I have a permission or not. Let me check. So if I go to succession directly in the system, whatever I will see. So by the time it is opening, we will go to the concept once again. So also what you see here in performance rating, it's not about the performance rating only. Also there is a risk and impact matrix. Risk and impact of loss. Suppose a person, if you are losing that can employee, what will the impact? Suppose the person is highly influential and also very good in different skill set, okay, good in many of the clients know him, right? And if the person leaving the organization, so definitely it will be an impact, right? So if loss or impact of loss, if you're losing that person, what will the impact of the organization? A lot of dependencies might be there and all lot of things, right? So that is, we call it as a risk, okay, and impact of loss assessment. And similarly, we have skills and competencies, employment history, all the data are required whenever you are doing any kind of a succession planning for any key position. So every position doesn't require succession planning. Why? Any idea? A common sense question?
Because it we huge to industry, time consuming.
Hmm. No, my question is why all the positions we do not consider for succession planning, only why they are talking about the key positions.
Because there will be impact of loss very high for the organization.
Yeah, obviously. So key positions. So suppose a company is having highly valuable contributor in terms of pre-sales, and because of that person you are getting a lot of sales, okay. So salesperson is one of the key positions for an organization, okay. But if we talk about, I'm not ignoring the importance, but still if you're talking about it, entry level like developer, mark in let's say Java or any other SAP ABAP or any other languages, right? But in the market there are so many, so we do not require that much. Okay, there is not such impact of loss. Even if you are leaving the organization at a fresher level, so you at the next within a week of time you can hire a new one. Those are replaceable. Okay, so whenever I'm saying key positions, those are like mostly irreplaceable, or there will be high impact of loss whenever you're losing those candidates, not candidates, employees basically, okay, from your organization. So for those key positions, especially the leadership position, medium leadership position, or there are niche skills, okay, there are certain skill set which in the market very rare to get, okay, and which is very demanding, okay. So those niche skill sets and all, right? Definitely you have to have a succession planning for those key positions. So that is the importance here, okay. Similarly, who will be taking care of that? So line managers are responsible for identifying employee in that. So who is responsible for identifying these key positions or how they will do it, right? Definitely managers can nominate employees in the and include in the talent pool and consider as a successor of a key positions, right? This is for that reason, okay, whenever you are in the organizations, you are thinking, okay, like one of the skill set is actuarial skills, okay, people who are okay, done a lot of course certification in actuarial science, very detailed, okay. So, or very specific specializations. Okay, so let's say human-centered design. Okay, in my project, in my last year, last to last project, there was a consultant, humans, who was responsible for working on user experience side of it. Whatever the products we are using, he was testing whether it is easy to use or is there any hiccup. Okay, so that person was coming from a psychology background. Okay, and he was working with IT from in a user experience department. Okay, so his consult designation was human centered design consultant, external person, but such a skill set very difficult, okay, in the market to get quickly, okay, easily. Okay, so for that reason, definitely we have to find a successor, or also over a period of time, right? So maybe XYZ, especially the key position, CXO, CEO, CHRO, for those key position, definitely you have to do all these things. Okay, you never know what will happen in the next, okay, coming days, right? Unless and until you have identified the successor, it's very difficult to judge who will be the taking that position after that person, right? So for that reason, successions from an importance point of view, it could be skill specific from a critical skill or niche skill point of view, or from any leadership positions, or the position which is having high impact of loss, right? Definitely you have to identify, okay, those positions, and you have to perform that. So you have to nominate that, by the way. So that is, we call it the nomination. So that is why succession nominations are discussed. Any kind of a talent review meeting you are doing, it has to be discussed. So who will be doing that? Line managers, because line managers are the best persons. They will be working day in and day out with you. So definitely they will be knowing about your area of responsibility,
Sir,
your strength and
sorry to
weakness. Yeah. So that
sorry
is
to
why,
interrupt.
yeah, please go ahead. Any question?
Can you tell something about nominations mean just identifying a person
Ha.
nominations?
Yes, yes. So when there is a dedicated topic for it, okay, once you
Uh,
go through
uh,
the succession planning,
okay.
okay. So in the coming topic, you will be finding in the chapter number 3, choosing your succession nomination method. Okay. So I will talk about the tools, no worries. So we will be focusing today on the tools, okay, what are the different succession planning tools, and inside that, how will you do it? Okay. So with that, so whenever I saying nominations, in general, in general layman language, we might have seen that training nomination. Your manager has nominated for you for a training, and you have to go through the training. That means they've suggested your recommended your name, right? Similarly, for any positions, who will be the next successor, right? So you have to identify. Even if you talk about political parties also. Okay, so even for every leading political parties, generally they do also similar kind of thing. Who will be generally, okay, replacing that person XYZ in the upcoming elections and all, right? So in case if it is planned, okay, unless and until it's not needed, right? So this is the similarly from organization's point of view. Whenever you are doing organization structure, or whenever you are talking about organizational development, okay, so you have to always look to the person who can be the next successor, right? And this is again based on a lot of factor. It is not like anybody and everybody will be the successor, right? Based on some criteria, based on the qualifications, competencies, skills, their passion, their interest, a lot of factors will be coming up picture. It is not like you know someone and that person will be you will be nominating. It's not like that. It should be evidence based. Okay, so what are the and how we will be getting those evidence? For that we have a tools, different tools and techniques we do have in so where we have to utilize those tools and techniques to nominate those people. So is it clear now what is nomination? Yeah, okay, okay. So now, so let's go to the tool. We will see how does it look like in the real time. Okay, so now if we go to the succession module, this is how my screen looks like. Okay, so if you see, this is a typically position tile based. I'm showing you. So there are multiple tools, by the way. So multiple tabs. One is succession org chart, position tile, lineage chart, talent pool, talent search, performance potential matrix, how versus what matrix. So these are the different tabs which are available or features available inside the succession module. Okay. So we'll explore one by one. But first of all, we will see, and I will take a feedback from you. What do you, by seeing at first glance, what will be your understanding from this? So I will just point out what are the things you have to look into in this structure, in this filter I have already applied. Okay. So it always look in. So there are certain position, or you can say it says no named successor. Okay. That means what? There is two incumbents, but there is no named successors. There are many such positions you can see. HRBP, no named successors. Okay. But in some cases, I don't think in my system I have configured or I have updated. But here in case, some of the things which are the top, you can see production director. It's a significant position. Okay. So it's a high impact position. Production director. Okay. You can see for these positions, we do have a successor. And who are the top talent also, it has been identified. Okay. In the system. Okay. So they are reflected. Okay. But otherwise, you can see this is like showing nothing. Okay. But if I go to, let's say, one of the tile, so let's say production director, this one I will go. Let's see what is happening. So you can see production director. If I here, by seeing the position, there is an option called add successor. Okay. So there is this option where I can add successor. And by the way, based on the tenure, I can also see there is a color code. This person is 1 to 2 years. This person is 3 to 5 years. Okay. So you can see whether they are ready or not. Okay. So, so you can see if somebody is ready, it will be shown as a green. Okay. 1 to 2 years means it's not experience. They will be ready in 1 to 2 years. Okay. 3 to 5 years doesn't mean they are experienced. They will be ready 3 to 5 years. Okay. So similarly, we have an option to evaluate readiness. How do you check the those readiness check and all? There is an evaluation process also for this. Okay. So like, okay, so if you can see, there is a form and all. So there's a template, role readiness template. So they have you have anyone has worked on this in this area, create form and role readiness assessment.
No.
Okay. Role readiness assessment is what? Like this is a form only, just like your PMGM or any other forms. Okay. So what we do here in this, we will be choosing some employees. Okay. So let's say I will be choosing some random employee, by the way. Uh, uh, I don't know any names in the system. Just randomly. I think it will take a lot. Okay. So I will choose, let's say, any random employee, Alberto. Okay. And this person, and I will, what it will happen. So role readiness assessment means this form will go to that particular person. Okay. When created, the form will be sent to Mr. Alberto Santo. Okay. We have to go to create. Okay. Role readiness assessment form. Okay. So that will go, it will be looking like just like a performance review form. Okay. If you see here, okay, role readiness form also, this is just like another person, another varieties of personal, your assessment only, employee self-assessment only, similar to that. Okay. So if you go here inside that form, what will happen? So the person will be going through that form and the person will be filling that form. I'm not filling that form now, but so this is the place where employee will be filling those competencies, all the things, whatever question you have worked. Okay. So what are the competency, and against that the person will be filling it up and how much they would like to. Okay. Your basically, so there is also your writing assistant where you can utilize whether you would like to, you are meeting the expectation. This is the competence and this is the explanation of that competency. So delivering high quality work. This is the competency, let's say. And what does it mean? So and so you can read it through. Okay. And there is again a scale. Okay. So like improve, you have to require improve, or you are meeting the expectation, or you want to already exceeding that expectation. Okay. So for that, this is where we have a describe behavior. Similarly, there is something called give advice. Okay, so all the things you will be finding here, and let's say I will be putting here. Let's say I am meeting the expectation, but I would like to be more productive. Okay, I want to deliver more high quality work. Okay, so that I can exceed the expectation. So let's say I will quickly show you this one. Okay, once I choose this, automatically the text behind it will be copied here. If say shows commitment to quality, that means I show a commitment to quality and pay attention to details. I communicate with the people who depend on me for quality results. Okay, so I will click place quote. Okay, then automatically the text, whatever it is there, okay, it will be placed in the your role readiness form. Okay, so you can see that. So this is the way how we'll be using the writing assistant, and based on that, you will be giving yourself a rating. Let's say I will be giving myself as a 4. So this is the way. It is very similar to your performance management, but it is not a performance management. It's a role readiness. We call it just a different name, but the template wise, structure wise, everything very similar. And that is where you will be finding. So let's say official rating is, you got official rating is 3. Okay. 3. So I will not be able to do it now because it is becoming from another source. So here there is a yours rating and there is an official rating. If there is any gap, that will be captured here. Okay. So that is how for each and every competency, you will be having all these things. Okay. So this is the role readiness assessment where the person will be submitting and the finalizing the form, right? So this is the way. Once it is done, the manager will be evaluate, then again employee will be review, then finally it will be completed. So this, see, with that input, basically the person will be we will be identifying whether that person is ready for that assessment, or it will take 2 to 3 years or 3 to 4 years, like that. Okay. So this is the way. There is a linkage between your succession to performance. By the way, this is a performance form only. You can see it is coming under performance. Okay. So there is an integration, or you can say linkage between these two product of success factor, succession planning and performance management. So performance management, this is for another form only. Okay. So this is the way they are integrated. So now I will take a pause. Any question here?
So it's basically an integration from performance management and goal management. You want to say it's for the succession management.
Yes. Yes. So
So,
technically, yes. So technically, all these are integrated. Okay. So because they use the same framework. Okay. Performance management, if you can see here, we do have performance review form. Here also in the same page, we do have a role readiness assessment. Okay. It uses the same framework. It uses the same template formats and all. Okay. So the template type will be different, but same structure, same where will be. It will be also review
and the
process. But
and the
because
next
whenever yeah.
and for
Yeah.
the
Any
next
question?
succession, yes, for the next succession, would it be also integrated with the recruitment, as we need to find the right fit for this person for this role?
So when I say role fit, actually this is not a recruitment point of view. We are thinking. So this is more from a succession point of view. When I say that person will be the successor, generally through a promotion, or like a person after, suppose somebody is retiring, right? Somebody will be
Yeah.
fulfilling that position, filling that position, right?
Yes.
So this is not a typical recruitment process. It may happen. Recruitment may also happen. I'm not saying no. Okay. But typically this is through a selection process. Okay. People already have been nominated. Once the person leaves, the person who is leaving the organization, that person will be replaced by the successor. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the typical process we follow. Okay. So when it comes to the succession planning. Okay. So this is clear. So if you want to add a
Yeah.
successor, you can also add a successor here. So we can add
So
successor. Yeah, please go ahead.
my question is for nomination also we go with this uh review process or how? Only for successor.
So
Here
when you say, yeah, tell.
we have two concepts. Is nomination is one concept and successor is one concept.
Hmm.
So the succession concept apply for nomination as well.
Successor, actually nomination is a tool. Okay. So if you see here, if you have seen the guide, so succession planning, there are different tools we are having here. Nomination is one of the method, you can say. Okay, nomination is one of the method. How do you do that? Okay, but typically if you see, okay, you can see nomination method. So they are saying 3 nomination method. Okay, so role, person, position, MDF. Okay, this is the different 3 types of nominations they are talking about here.
Okay,
Okay, so
okay,
this
sir.
is this is a method
I
actually.
know.
So by the explained through a diagram. Okay,
Okay, I
so
will go by first itself, sir. The theory which you are telling up, I don't disturb you.
no problem, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Because I will be coming here and then again finally I will be connecting the dot. So no worries. So I will be
Okay,
going hither and
okay.
thither. So no worries. So I will not be following exactly the implementation guide, rather to the system, because being a system person, I will be more focusing on system. Then I will be coming back to the theory and we will connect the dots. Okay, so that is where okay, we will be understanding how everything is connected. Okay, so now coming back to here, so let's see. So as we have received a question from Sai. Okay, so like how does a recruiting comes into picture? Because in the recruiting point of view, if you think about it, okay, so think about from a candidate point of view. In the recruiting, there are 2 parts: recruiter and candidate, right? Recruiter experience and candidate experience, 2 modules we call it. If you think about the candidate point of view, whenever you're adding a successor, right? So you have an option here. Whenever I'm adding a successor, it is asking me whether you want to the successor will be an internal or external. Okay. If many organization, especially the leadership position, if you have seen, if they found a suitable CEO, okay, or suitable CTO inside the organization, okay, then they will nominate or they will give the board of director will take a decision. Okay, this person will be the next CTO or next CEO, like that. Okay, in case if there is a crisis, nobody is in internal organization, they are not able to identify suitable person, then they will go for an external. Okay, so both options are available. Okay, so this is the integration point. You can see your succession module to the recruiting module. Is it clear now?
Yeah, yes, yes, Nilanjan, I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So here we have 2 options. So we have internal candidates where again definitely you can search a person and you can nominate that person. Okay. So definitely you can do an advanced search, whatever the methodologies you can follow, right? And you can pick and choose that person and definitely what are the criteria. Okay, so whenever you're choosing a person, these are the different criteria. You can put it job classification, you are looking for my executive only. Okay, or from a rating and competencies point of view, you must be having this kind of ratings, excellent or good or whatever, right? So then again, you based on that, whoever is fulfilling this criteria, you can see this is the I got from my entire talent pool. Okay, I got this much data. Again, how much matching? System will do the matching and it will say 75% some people are matching whatever my criteria. There are certain person who are matching 50%. Okay. Accordingly, it will be coded, color coded. Okay. This is a demo system. Otherwise, in a live system, you'll be getting much quality data. Okay. So here I will be identifying, okay, out of this, let's say based on my criteria, based on department also, I can do that. So all the criteria I do have, and also based on the location. Okay, suppose I want to do it for a Sydney or any particular location, I can do that. All filters I can apply. Okay, but by seeing this, obviously, because it's a system driven, I will consider this 2 person. Okay, so this 2 person as a next successor. Okay, I will add them and I will nominate them. Okay, so I will nominate. Okay, so I will nominate. So this is the process. So nominate also is a configuration. It's a method, as I was saying, right? So whenever I'm nominating, you can see how I am nominating. I nominated this 2 person because based on my system rating and everything. Okay, very much transparent system. Okay, there is no bias. So what I will do, readiness point of view. Okay, I maybe go through their profile and also let's say I will see that this person has based on the data, whatever they are having. This is something I will check. Then I will say that this person is actually little bit lagging behind. Maybe he has to improve certain skills. Okay. And I will rank this person as a 2. Okay. So, but this person, I will say, this person is actually almost has performed similar kind of a role in the current job. I will say C is ready. Okay. And I will rank 1. And also I will make a note. Okay. I will say, I'm not able to read the name. I think it's a Russian name. So I will say that this person is already performed high impact leadership role. So C is best fit. Okay. I will just mention here, and here I will make a note here that it requires more effort in, let's say, I will say stakeholder management. So see, he is good everywhere, but I have heard that he is not very good in stakeholder management, which he hasn't given opportunity to improve next 1 and 2 years. Okay. So this is just I'm making a note, and this is the I will hit the nominate button here. Okay. So this is the process I will be following whenever I am nominating. Okay. So as soon as I nominate, this person will be quickly appearing in my box. Okay. So in this series, and also as I've already given a ranking 1, 2, these 2 person I have not ranked anything. Okay. So this, let's say, still I want to make a ranking to them. How I will do? I can also go and check their nomination and I can update. Okay. I'm not doing that, but you have an option to do that. Okay. So you can see nomination 1, 2, 3. This is the latest rating. And also rating also you can see based on the performance and talent pool nomination, everything, right? It's a top talent, but this is the trend of performance, marginal performer. This is everything, whatever is relevant for a person to take a decision to nominate or not to nominate, right? You will be getting an option here. And there are two things you are seeing here. One is a normal nominations, another is a talent pool nominations. What does it mean? Normal nomination, just we have done it. Okay, if you see and go to change here, right? And here, if I want to give it a ranking, definitely I will put it in this person as a, let's say, I will put this person as a, let's say, 4. Okay. And I'm not making any notes. I will just click submit. Okay. This is one thing. Okay. So another thing which I can do here is, let's say there is something called talent pool nominations. Okay. What does it mean? So if I go here, so from a talent pool point of view, if you see, there is no ranking, by the way. Okay. So you might have seen in your system as well. Because talent pool means we are just taking a pool of people who can be, we are just making in a tagging. Okay. So whether these are, how many people are, just like a bench. Okay. In companies, IT companies, you might have heard about the concept of a bench, right? So similar to that, from a, this is a talent pool. I will say these people are 1 to 2, 3 years, 3 to 5 years are ready now. Okay. Based on that, I will think here. Okay. So this is something I can plan it here, just for my reference. Okay. So now after doing this, okay, and also you can see that from a talent information point of view, which I was talking about in the implementation guide, also this was mentioned. These are the 4 things we do have: future leader, reason for leaving, impact for loss, risk of loss. Impact and risk both are important. If you are, this person is leaving the organization, what will happen? And where these are maintained, you can see there is a tag, there is a button here. And if you go here, so I'm going from one screen to another screen. You just observe and absorb this concept. Okay. But if you go to the guide and all, then sequentially you will not be able to understand the entire flow. Okay. So I'm focusing on system so that you will be understanding much better way. Then we will go to the guide again. So I think it is taking some time. So there are the 4 tagging we do have. Future leader is whether this person is a future leader, or if you're losing this person, what will the impact on the project? So let's say your team lead is leaving the organization and he knew everything in and out of your system, and there is no knowledge transfer happened. Definitely it will be a loss for the company. Okay, whoever is coming to the next successor, okay, then it is a very tough time for that person, right? So for that reason, so we do have this the data. Okay. So whenever you are this data, we also update here. Okay, so this is where, okay, so future leader, let's say I will say future leader, let's say I will say this person is a not a very future leader. Okay, and reason for leaving. Okay, so at present, is it the person is leaving, or if you already knowing, okay, so in the next 3 to 4 months, this person, okay, or these are the different options we do have, likely to be promoted, likely to be, okay, all the things you can see to be transferred, okay, reduction of responsibility, okay, so all the things you will be finding. So these are the data point. So this data point will be only helping you to make a decision. Okay, so that is why SAP provides every data point in every place, okay, wherever it is required. Okay, so this is where we are seeing all the things. And also what you can see here, so this is also, this is a play around. Now, this data is coming from your PMGM, performance rating, okay, and where the person is standing in, okay. So trend I am not able to see because I do not have the much data. Okay, suppose if I'm having 3 4 years data and all, I will be able to see what is the trend, whether the person is consistently performing very well or not. Okay, everything I will be able to see from here. So you can see through a latest rating, not only the latest but also for the last 3 4 years, whatever the data. Okay, based on that, you will be able to see whether this person, this is called your performance potential curve. What is the person's performance and what is the person's potential? Okay, so that is also you will be able to see in the same card. Okay, now coming to the next one. Here this is called competency to objective. Okay, so whatever the competency you are having, whether you are fulfilling or whether you are objective wise, this is again data point again. So all this data will be helpful for you to make a decision. If the person is having any badge, okay, these days digital badges are very common, we know. Everybody is promoting them in the LinkedIn, like including me. Yeah, so how much badge you have received, or what are the things you have, any kudos you have received, right? All the things you will be getting from here. Similarly, what is your career goals? Many times we ask this question because everybody is not meant for everything, right? There are certain persons who are good fit for management. There are certain persons good fit for leader, means your technology side of it. They want to be an individual contributor lifetime, right? There are certain persons who are kind of a mix. Okay, they can take up any challenges and all. So career aspiration or career goals also we generally mention here. Okay, so based on all this information input, whatever you will be having, carefully you will be nominating those persons. And once you nominate, then whenever the talent review will be happening and everything, right, then you can decide. Okay, so here also you can see there is a navigation. So there is a small, you can see there are 3 dot, the row, and from here individually if you want to go for this particular person's org chart, people profile, development plan, so these two are your goal plan is your PMGM, development plan CDP, okay, succession plan ST module, succession module, people profile your EC. Okay, so you can see 4 modules in 4 lines, okay, for this particular person, right? So this is the way how these are designed strategically, and it has been improved a lot whenever, if I compare to 2015-16 when I was starting my success factor journey. A lot of improvement happened over a period of time. This navigation, everything is now, you do not have to, I have in a single screen, I'm opening everything. Okay, I don't have to, user experience also improve. Okay, so you can see by adding the successor, you can see 4 total named successor. Named successor means I do have a name, I have named 4 people, and out of those 4 people, there are only 4 total and 1 ready. Okay, so there are 4 total, 1 ready. But if I see the top talent here, there is another pool here. Okay, so in the manage, if I go to, there are 2 things: name successor, top talent. Top talent actually in general, as I was saying, they are not ranked, by the way. Okay, so top talent means there are 23 total top talents from the talent pool, and out of them 8 are ready. Okay, so this will only say who are ready, who are will be ready in 1 to 2 years, who will be ready in 3 to 5 years. Okay, but it will not tell that it will be like your ranking. It will not do the ranking. Okay, top talent is like a pool of people. Okay, so in this way you can see. So if you go to the managed pool, it will be going to the your typical talent pool. It will take you to the talent pool, and from there you can, so that's a different topic I'm not going to discuss. This is already you can see, this is from a succession point of view we are looking at. But also, if you have seen in the recruiting module also, to some extent, we have seen a similar thing. Okay. But this is how your typical bench, okay, your talent pool will be looking like. Okay. So it looks good. By seeing this, any understanding from this? Any would like to explain, give a 1 2 minute time, and would you like to explain by seeing this? What do you understand?
Yeah, we could see that the next nominations who were nominated and what are the job titles and the readiness status and if it is approved or not and the notes which we have maintained while nominating them. And it's helpful for the leader to nominate the
Hmm.
next leader. It will make their job
Exactly.
easy.
Exactly. This is self-explanatory. Okay. So no need to read anything. Okay. So if you see here, okay, most of the things you will be finding if you go to one of the person. Let me go to a particular person. Let's say I will go with this program management office PMO Karen. Okay. If I go, high performers should be groomed. Okay, so C is into 1 to 2 years category. Okay, and if I go to the change again, I will be seeing the same screen only. So all the things similar only. Okay, but in the talent pool, we do not rank the people. So we just shortlisting, just like we saw doing a shortlisting. Okay, these are the top talent. Then after that, you go for nominations. Maybe okay, out of them, maybe we will go. Let's say after shortlisting. Okay, again we finalize. Okay, these are the top 1 or 2 and all. So this is top talent pool. From that you will be going for, and you will be finally shortlisting and finally ranking them accordingly, nominate and finalize accordingly. Okay, so this is the way we have to understand how do you do all the things. And if you want to nominate a new one, how will you do it? So there is an option here. Okay, add a talent pool nominee. Suppose you got an email, okay, from a senior person or someone told, okay, you can also add this person, okay, to the talent pool. He is or she is also highly performing. Okay, simply you come here, search for the incumbent, okay, find a nominee for the top talent as usual. Okay, you search for and add that person. So I'm not doing that. That is a typical admin activity. And also you can look the nomination history if you want to, or anything you like to edit anything, you can do that as well. So all the things you can do from here. Okay, so this is your typical talent pool. How does a typical talent pool looks like? And okay, so this is the talent pool, how it is managed. Okay, so you can see all the things here. Okay, so now coming back to today, we'll be trying to understand each and every tab actually. Okay, nothing much. I will not go for further. Okay, so talent pool we understood. Now we will be coming to the next one. As a talent pool looks like, by the way, this way. If you go to the next level, top level, so we have chosen this talent pool, by the way. Okay, top talent, high potential, digital experts. Okay, so based on that, you can see how many number. Means these are the different bench you can say leadership, this many people we've identified top talent. So suppose somebody is leaving, you actually you can rely on this database or a talent pool, okay, for any next level of planning. Okay, and this is not only for succession for the senior people, but also the critical skills like digital experts. If I'm talking about this one, right, so same process. Okay, so these are the highly skilled people in the specific area, niche skill, and these are the people we can rely on. Suppose somebody is leaving the organization or due to XYZ reason, then definitely we can promote them to the next level. Okay, so this is how the talent pool in details. Okay, so already we have seen the position tile. I have shown to you. I have shown you the talent pool. Now we will be going to succession org chart. So already we have seen position org chart in the position management modules. By the way, suppose we have to follow this will be more from a, so because I have logged in as a Anya Singh, it shows me that person. Okay, and this person is a no successor. Okay, you can see that. Okay, and as I go to the top level and up, okay, I will be keeping say I will see. Okay, if anywhere there is a successor, then you will be seeing some successor is there. Otherwise, it will be showing a zero successor. Okay, so let me go to the top and top. Let's see how much, if anywhere we do have. Okay, so in some case, so for the really this person SVP cell, because it's a strategic position, I do not see a direct successor, but I can see there is a talent pool. Okay, and I can see that. Okay, So if I go to the next level, so this is he is a senior vice president sales. Being a strategic position, we have identified the successor. Similarly, the president, okay, this person is also having a talent pool. Okay. So for all of this, you can see the talent pool, but for this, I think for this position, okay, senior vice president, operation and maintenance. Okay. So for this position, we do have also three successor identified. Okay. So from this, how will be understanding? So how do you read this success and org chart is either it could be a talent pool. Okay, from suppose nobody is identified, you will be identifying from that talent pool, or is the next level if the already nomination has been done, the person's this here nomination has been done but the ranking is not done. Okay, so nomination once it has been done, then this persons will be part of a particular, so they will be part of a particular part of the successors, and accordingly you will be doing that succession planning accordingly. Okay, so this is the how a typical succession org chart looks like. You can explore it. Okay, nothing so difficult or complicated. So you can always go and up till it reaches the CEO or CEO, basically the top or the chairman, right? So in this way, you can see this is the president and all everything. Okay, it's like this only. Okay, so this is how a typical succession org chart looks like from a, so I will not be going beyond this. This is the CEO. Now we have reached the CEO in Success Factor. So Best Run Corporation, Mohan Kumar is the CEO, is for our this demo system. Okay. So this is searched by people. Okay. And same thing you can repeat it with the positions as well. Okay. So similar things. Okay. If you're doing a position wise, okay, how will you do that? So you have to do it from here. So for any random position, if you want to. So this is where I have seen from a people point of view. Okay. But if I want to a random, I will pick up a random position, let's say Los Angeles, an account executive I will search for. Definitely, I'm not expecting because account executive is not a strategic position. There are so many accountants everywhere, right? So it's not a, I'm not ignoring the skill, but I'm just saying the importance or impact of that position. Okay. So if I go further, it doesn't mean that you don't have to maintain a pool. If required, definitely you can maintain a pool. Okay. Similarly, in this case, sales manager also doesn't have any successor. Okay. I do not have any successor. Okay. So, but if I want, I can do the follow the same process. I'm not doing that, but exactly you can follow the same process and you can add a successor accordingly. Okay. So this is the process. Okay. So again, if I go to the up one level, so this is by position. So if I need know the position IDs, I can definitely go and search for that position. And this is just to understand how do you navigate all these things. Okay. And I'm not talking about the configuration today, but just please to know the concept. Configurations are easy, but this concept, because the same concept you are going to explain to the customer, okay, in a layman language, right? So unless and until you understand it, you will not be able to explain all these things. Okay. So this is the way how the succession org chart, very simple chart it looks like, okay, and also easy to understand as well. Okay. This is the way we have understood succession org chart. We understood position tile. We have seen that talent pools we have seen. Now coming to the lineage chart. Okay, so what is a lineage chart? And we will try to understand how does it look like. This is a very interesting thing. Okay, if I go here, so this is again, if I go here, lineage chart. Okay, so what is a lineage chart? Anyone would like to explain? This person is not having any successor, by the way. I will check that person who was having a success. Did you remember that person's name? I forgot. Zim or something like that, right? Uh, but anyway, I'll randomly pick and choose. Let's see. So this person is also not having successor. Okay. Talent pool nominations. So let's search for that again. Section or chat. If you have remembered. Otherwise, we can always go to the top and we can see that person's ID. And again, we will check that person in the lineage chart. Okay, let's see. So this person was John Williams. Okay, so I will go to John Williams in the lineage chart. Let's see. Yeah. Can you see what is the difference between these two? Lineage chart and succession org chart?
Yeah, the succession arc chart provides the arc structure of that business unit or the
Hmm.
of that company have to be.
Hmm.
And lineage arc chart provides the information about the person and
Hmm.
who will be successors and what are the talents.
Yeah, so this is a presentation change only. So lineage, okay. So lineage actually people who have studied Sanskrit and all, it's called a parampara. Okay, we call it tradition or parampara means one. This is just like from I'm talking about from family point of view or any lineage you are following is a Guru Parampara. We can say that who is following, especially in Hinduism and all, right? But here lineage means the successions who will be succeeding the next. Also, you can think of a lineage also series of prime ministers, series of presidents who are the first, then second, third, fourth, fifth, like that, right? So that is also. But if here actually I'm talking about the person is already there, the being there also in the same organization to identify who are the successors, right? So this is the way we configure. So basically this is where we can see the so you can see up to 2 level, 3 level also I can see. So for this JF field also we have two nominations, two successors, so I can see that. So this looks very nice. So whenever I'm talking about a succession lineage chart, okay, this is a very perfect good example of a success. So for you can see almost 3 level, 4 level succession already has been planned. Okay, if I go further also, I can see there are two successors. So here, because these are no junior level people, like say, I will say engineer one and engineer two level, you can also nominate, but still, this is how a typical lineage chart looks like from a succession planning, okay, module point of view. Okay, hope it is clear. It's an easy one. Okay. So now coming to the talent search. So talent search is nothing but the way we do in a candidate search also, right? We know when we are recruiting someone, right? We do a candidate search. So here also based on some criteria, this is already the screen was already we have seen, right? Wherever we are searching for, and we can search for based on some criteria. And then again, this screen we already have seen, right? So this is nothing but we call it as a talent search. And here there is an option, we do have a criteria. What are the criteria? Bench strength, business segment, citizenship, whatever the criteria, whether the person is a future leader, right? Key positions. Based on that, okay, you can choose your this talent search criteria, and you can also modify the search, modify, save the search, and if you need a 100% accurate exact match, you can do that as well. But in that case, if it is not working, okay, you have to depend upon relax it a bit. Okay, sometimes you do not get a even if you have seen in the market when you go for a recruitment. I have done a lot of recruitment in my previous companies. A lot of people you do not get whatever the job requires, you will not be getting 100% accurate, right? Accurate with that skill set and everything. You have to leave something. Otherwise, you have to see the attitude of the candidate, and you have to tell, you have to identify whether the person have the potential or not. Okay, many times we look at the attitude of that person. Okay, so all the things also. So in that case, you're not finding something exact match, then you have to relax it a bit. Okay, then you will be getting at least it will say 75%, 80%, 90%. Okay, 100% will be very difficult. Okay, so that is something. Okay, this is where we have to serve whenever you're doing any kind of a searching for any talent. This is a very another tool only, nothing much. Okay, so now coming to the next two things, already we have seen this matrix, but we'll be doing a quick recap. So here, when I say performance versus potential matrix, okay, you are seeing there are two things. And you also have a period, in which period to which period you are going to do evaluate, and for whether you are to look into a team point of view. Okay, so let's say I would like to look into like more from a team point of view, or would you like to see it from a succession management specific in a particular division, particular department, particular locations point of view you are looking at, or you are looking at a particular group point of view. Okay, so there are different ways actually SAP has designed it, given a flexibility so that you can do it without any hesitation. Okay, so let's say I will be looking for, I'm not sure whether whether I'll be getting the proper data or not. Let me do a random search. Okay, so this is how it looks like, a typical performance versus potential matrix. This is a 9-grid matrix. You might have heard, people who have studied HR. Okay, I did my MBA in HR, so there was a topic related to this. Whenever I was, there's a paper for called succession planning. That was too much theoretical. Okay, but we studied there something called, this is a industry template. Some great person has invented, okay, and contributed to the community. So this is known as now performance versus potential. Okay, many a time. Okay, as you go to this matrix, okay, so this person, so you can see, if a person, if you see the matrix, okay, so the red part, what does it mean? Underperformer. That means potential is low, performance is also low. What does it mean? Means the person is currently performing very bad, and also the person doesn't have a potential. These are the people who the company should say goodbye. Okay, so this is the underperformer. Then medium people, marginal performer, acceptable performer. Okay, so based on the potential. Okay, that again here. So okay, the person is having potential, but the person is not performing. Okay, because of XYZ reason, right? But again, if you see, potential is high, but still the person is not performing, then this person is a coachable. You can see this is very, is just like it might be maybe Moina ma'am, she will be giving a great example because he's coming from his education background and all. So like if somebody is a very kid or a school going kid or anyone, person is having very high potential. Okay, we know that, but the person is not performing, right? Then we can guide, we can coach. That person is a coachable. Okay, we can mentor or coach. But if the person is not having potential, we cannot. There's no point in coaching them, right? So even in my sessions also, whenever I do coaching, consulting, and all, okay, very few people in my communities. Whenever whether those, I first of all I see the curiosity of that person. Whenever somebody is apply for it, right? I ask a lot of questions. Okay, everybody I do not admit in my coaching concern, coaching and all the things, right? So there are certain criteria sometimes I put, how curious the person is, whether the eager to learn, okay, that kid is there or not, right? So this person, I will say, coachable or needs coaching, but with coaching, they can perform. They can go from this grid to this grid. They can become good, then they can over a period of time, they can be a star performer. Okay. So whenever I'm saying a star performer, that means is the pick. Okay. So like you can say high performance, high potential, hippo. Okay, high performance, I will say. This is where people should be aspire for in any organization, and managers, everyone love that those people. Okay, but in also some cases, some companies, they also give an award. You might have seen rising star. What does a rising star means? These people have the potential, okay, but they have to increase little bit of potential. Potential can be increased, by the way. So like put some effort, okay, go for some certification or go for some training, right? Definitely they can come from rising star to excellent, they can become. Okay, so this is just are people who are average, I will say, then we can call them a solid contributor. So this is how the naming has been done. Okay. So this is, we call it the 9-grid matrix. You can explore a lot about it. There are a lot of research papers because I'm also currently pursuing my PhD. So a lot of research have been done. And by the way, success factor, the person who are developing this product behind the scene, also there's a research team. Okay. So mostly these people are sitting in Germany and US, mostly Germany, I have seen. Those people generally contribute to this and they keep on innovating this product and all, right? But this is the place where you can see your typical performance versus potential matrix. And here you can basically also at a person level also we have seen how those metrics, how it is looking at those 9 boxes and all, you will be able to understand. So now I will take a pause here. Is it understood? Suppose somebody will be asking a question regarding performance potential, whether you will be able to explain or not, and how it is related to your succession.
Yes, Niladri. Basing on this
Okay.
grade,
Hmm.
we can tell that
Hmm.
how capable the candidate is
Hmm.
and what is his potential,
Hmm. Yes,
And
yes. Great.
what's his experience and all.
Yes, yes,
And his skills and
definitely.
rating as well.
Yeah, yeah. So this is how we measure this performance versus potential, and anything you like to insight?
I
Yeah,
I have a doubt here. For
yeah,
example, on
please.
left-hand side, we have potential, and top we have performance. For
Hmm,
example, if we come to the fair box, he's
hmm,
having high potential and performance side fair in the sense okay type. Am I correct?
hmm.
I have
Yes,
to map.
yes. Actually, this is the color. From color also we can understand. Red means danger. Okay, green means
Okay.
you're okay. Okay. From here, blue means okay, okay. Okay, medium. Okay.
No, no.
So from
How I
color,
need to differentiate between performance and potential? How to correlate those two?
ha, ha. So by terminology, if you see, so when I say potential, okay, so I will generally say that you might have seen people. So this is a school example or education example I will give. You might have seen your friends or student in the school days. The person is having a high caliber. The person can do, but he is a lazy one. Okay, means the person can do, but he is not putting effort. He or she is not putting the effort. So that is where we can say the person is having good IQ, good IQ, good EQ, everything is good, but the person is not putting effort. Okay, for the reason the person is not performing very well in the exams or not good performing in the job, okay, or anywhere or in the life. Okay, it is applicable everywhere, not only the corporate, everywhere in your life, any your education, whatever you think about relationship, everywhere it is applicable. Okay, that means when I say potential, you have a capability, you have a skill set. Okay, you have a skill set, you have a mindset, everything, but you are not willing to do that. There is something called skill will also. Okay, you have a skill, but you are not willing to do that. That is actually means skill means you're having potential. Okay, but you're not willing to do because of the XYZ reason. Okay, that means you need some coaching. Okay, so that means your goal means depending upon. Okay, so if you're already having a very good potential but you're not performing, that means it could be some external XYZ reason, maybe some family constraints or some other stress might be. Okay, or somebody's okay, it could be XYZ reason. So being a coach, okay, you can guide them and the person can improve that way. Okay, but performance means, so what when I say, suppose I will not say that, but performance means somebody is can perform but he's not having the potential. What does it mean? So that will be coming under this. Okay, so this is the person is working very hard. Okay, so the potential is low. Okay, maybe I'm not a strong believer of IQ. By the way, the IQ can be improved at any point of time. Okay, but the person I will say in general. Okay, maybe the person is working here means he is like, okay, uh, if he can perform very well. Okay, but the thing is he is not having that capability. Okay, maybe health issues or maybe other things. Okay, potential doesn't mean always IQ, EQ like that. Okay, it could be XYZ reason also. Okay, so that is those kind of person. I will not say they are good or bad. Okay, I will say for that reason it's a neutral. You can see experienced professional, I will say. They're experienced. Okay, but how rich is their experience? What is the quality of their experience? Right, if you want to measure that. Okay, that means this person is having low potential. Okay, but he is a they are high performer because they are actually like I will say uh, because of their, maybe they are putting a lot of effort. Maybe some there are certain person, this person, maybe the excellent, the star performer, they are putting what, 5 hours of effort to achieve the same thing, but this person has to put maybe 10 hours of effort. Maybe they're putting more effort because they may be having less potential. Maybe lack of training, maybe. Okay, maybe lack of training, they didn't have a receive the right training, they are studying their own without any guidance and all. But this person may be having a very good network. Okay, I have seen such person, okay, in my professional career as well. I have seen very smart people. Okay, so they used to only work 2 3 hours. Okay, but they will be always a top performer, star performer. But I was in this category. I will consider myself also in this only. Okay, a lot of effort, but again I will say A lot of times you have to have some networking, you should have a visibility. That is how corporate works, right? That's the reality of the corporate. Okay, so I'm just giving kidding, just examples I'm just giving from my experience, just spontaneously. But this is how the practicality of this matrix looks like: potential, performance. Okay, so you have to understand carefully all the things. But whenever it comes to succession, it's easy, relatively easy. You don't have to, based on the ratings, generally seeing the attitude of the person and everything. Definitely, you can put this person maybe during the talent discussion, right? How to put a person into this box or this box. So there are their rating may not work. You will be like more of evidence. Okay, people will be coming asking for evidence. Okay, your we generally call those people as a talent advocate. Okay, they will play the role of advocate, your reporting manager or your performance manager. They will giving you all the evidences. Okay, what are the performance you have done or anything. Okay, any planning they are doing, right? They will tell. Okay, so you might have done not have done very good in the project because you also have gone presented a paper in an international journal, or you might have gone for a conference where you have you increase the visibility of the company, branding, and everything you have done, right? Because of that, maybe the project little bit you lag behind. Okay, so he will cover you. If he or she will be advocating you in the talent review discussions, right? So in this way, whenever any reviews happen, any kind of a calibrations or any kind of a talent review happens, people can put someone from X to Y, Y to Z. So all this 9 box. Okay, so generally people will be putting you. It is easy to put someone here, underperformer or this marginal or acceptable, but generally people get confused between good and excellent, rising star to excellent. So you have to be it should be evidence based, and it should be coming with some proof or what kind of a work you have done. You have to. So for that reason, I always recommend. We also have a continuous performance management module, by the way, in Success Factor, where people, I used to do that every 2 weeks. I used to, whenever I was working in corporate, I used to do whatever the work I have done in the last 2 weeks. I used to create a check-in, okay, and I have to submit it. And so that, because we are using also in my previous organization, we're using SuccessFactor only for PMGM, performance management. So in that, it used to go to my manager in UK, and he was not able to see every 2 weeks. But at the end, he was having all the journals, like, you know. So that's a good practice. Otherwise, at the year end, you will be forgetting whatever the things you have performed. You will not be definitely not remember what are the good things. Maybe in the last entire year performed very well, 10 months, but in the last something happened, your entire year will be gone, right? So for the reason, everything is connected. Your continuous performance management, your succession, PMGM, everything, all these modules are tightly, coupled, or you can say linked with each other. Okay. So now with that note, I think this is clear performance potential matrix and all. Now we will go for how versus what matrix. Okay. Anyone would like to explain what could be a possible, what is an example, or what is the meaning of a how versus what matrix? I will quickly show you some of the data point. Then maybe you can. So if I'm putting a person, it will be looking like this. So in the potential performance matrix, I have not put a person. Okay. But if I'm putting persons, this will be looking like this. Okay. Otherwise, I will quickly show you because we have not seen that. You might be thinking we have seen a blank, card, blank matrix. So if I'm putting people in a 9-grid matrix or performance potential matrix, this is how it will be looking like. Okay. So now, sometimes what happen, the grid doesn't have a bandwidth, okay, to populate all the people. So you can see that in my system, because it's a demo environment, there are 29. The count you can see how many are star performer. 29, 2.2% of my entire organization, they are star performer, which is good. Okay. So I can see the number of users exceeds the maximum defined in the admin center. Click to see all users. So if I want to see that, I can double click on that, and I can see who are my 29 star performers. So you can also interact with the performance potential matrix always. Okay, so this is where I can see. Suppose I want to see, this is all the 4 data we are capturing. Okay, those 4 data point I have told to you. Okay, so if you are seeing these people, You are checking this person, why this person is a top performer. You can see, like you can see ready, future leader, risk of loss is high. Okay, all these people. So based on the rating and everything and all the different parameter, you can always navigate from one grid to another grid. Okay, so this is how the 9 grid matrix looks like. This is a very interesting tool. I will recommend in your system. Okay, so you can try this and you can choose each and every grid, navigate to one grid to another grid. Okay, check out who are the top performer, who are the, so it should not happen, by the way. So underperformer in every company is there are, okay, generally. So definitely this would be, there is zero, by the way, in my system, but otherwise okay, you have to identify. And but mostly it's a good, that's a good actually in my system. So we are having all this 9 grid. This is how the data point will look like. Okay, so if you want to see your in your suppose you are a CEO or a CTO of your company, okay, and you want to see who are the reliable top star performer always, you can always, this is the matrix, the go-to point for anyone, any senior leaders to look into who are the reliable and who can be the next, so by seeing this, you can, okay, but also at the same time, if you want to fire people, right, always look into this one. Okay. So this is the way this 9 grid matrix is interactive, and you can always rely on this data points and everything, right? So you can also minimize, maximize all these things. Suppose you want to take a snapshot of this picture, so you can see what I have done. These are the 3 things, and you want to publish in your newsletter of your company who are your star performer maybe for that particular period, right? Take a snapshot of it, publish it. So easy. Okay, so this is the way you can see the details and all the things you can navigate. Okay, this is very interesting. Also, you can take a print of it, you can take a download of it, everything you can do it. Okay, so this is your performance versus potential matrix. Okay, so now coming to the how versus what matrix, we'll see that. Yeah, Sujan, you have any question? Go ahead.
Yeah, can we get a report on
Mm,
department wise? For example, we have
mm,
several departments, HRIS, HRIT,
mm,
enterprise
mm,
applications like that. Like while they're doing layoffs, if we want to see low
mm,
performance and high performance, can we get a
mm.
report performance
Yeah,
and potential?
yes, yes, we have an option. You can see there are 3 options: team view, section view, we have a group view. Okay, so instead of division, I have chosen a division for the reason I have not shown you. If you're choosing a department also, so let's say I will be going for a particular department, okay, I can filter them, and same filter you can apply, then you generate. This is not a report, by the way, but you will be getting a list. This is a more interactive view, okay, and accordingly you will be get. So at present, nobody is fulfilling that criteria, but otherwise you will be able to see those people. So there is no rating also for these people for the reason this data they are not getting populated here. Okay, otherwise we always have a filter options. Okay, so this filter you can apply, and you can download also, take a print or PDF of it. But if you're talking about purely reporting, so for that you need to go to the typical story reporting is the only way go forward, as we say. So we can check out. I have not tried that. Okay, because mostly I have worked on EC time of those reports and all. For succession CDP report, I never worked on, although I have seen it. Okay, but we need to see whether those schemas are available. I'm sure they are available, but you can also look into those reports. Okay, I think it should be there. Okay, let me show you.
Okay.
Let me go. This is your question, right? If I understood your question correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can filter it directly from this. So we have a division, you have a department, you have a location. Okay, and also we
Mhm.
have a group here. So based on your groups, what are the groups you have created, these are typical, based on the groups whatever we have created: mentor, mentee, compensation, or country wise grouping and all the things. Otherwise your typical team view, okay, based on your who is reporting. And so all these options are available, by the way. But if you're looking at a purely reporting, I'm not sure whether it will be there or not. Let me see. Let me check it out. So if you go to the reporting, there are many standard reports, by the way, means the demo reports I'm having. So let me see. I'm having anything succession related, goal management, training, compliance. termination, story report time, all reports. If I search anything related to succession, yeah, I do have something, succession dashboard. Is there anything? No, this is a learning dashboard, my HR dashboard, recruiting dashboard, manager dashboard. Manager dashboard. Let's see what is the manager dashboard looking like. Whenever you are creating a report, so what you can do, there is an option, whether these options are available or not. You will be getting an option here directly when you create a new report. These three reports are going to be deprecated: table, tile, dashboard, long, shortly. I think in within a year of time. Mostly we will be going forward, we'll be using only story report. Okay. So if you go to the
they're
story,
going to do it up, sir.
which one? Next year, right?
2050. 2050.
20,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
2025. 2025. Next year.
25. Yeah, I'm hearing they may extend. I don't know, but yeah. So if you see here, we have there are different options. Then if you go further here, if you go to the options, canvas or any pages you are creating here, now there is an option add canvas page. So what are the pages you are creating in this page? Come here. Then there is an option page 1, page 2, page 3, assets. Okay. So now coming to the table, I think this is taking some time, loading the metadata, access and explore. Right hand side, you can see these are the available data point. Okay. So we have career worksheet. That means your CDP module, calibrations. Okay. So development goal we do have, continuous performance management, CPM, goal management, successions. I don't think something is there. We do have nomination, you can see. Okay, nomination data we do have. Okay, so this is where because these are all data, metadata, and from that you will be getting so succession nomination. So from that, if you see position, and simply you build a query accordingly. So based on your, this is actually I will be covering in the reporting sessions in detail.
Okay.
That is over. But we have, only thing is we have to ensure those data sources are available. Okay, so we do have data sources for such nominations, whether it is the two types of nomination we have studied today. We have a position, you are based on the normal nomination, talent pool based nominations. So all these are available, you can see. And from all the sources, you can find out from here. Okay, so this is the way, just simply drag and drop and you just play around. Okay, so this is a little technical, but not so difficult. Design the query accordingly, and accordingly your data will be populated here. Okay, so hope that answered your query, Susan.
Yeah.
Right.
And I have one more question. The
Please.
performance and goals, performance reviews are connected to section management, right?
Yes. So I think you joined late. Before that, we discussed it. So there were some, if you have seen this, so we have already covered that. So if you have seen any
Okay.
people we are going through any in succession, okay. So
Okay.
you will be finding those people's the criteria from a rating point of view, right? Everything, okay. Whenever you're going for any, so this is position based, okay. But if you are
Okay.
adding, so there is no successor for this. But wherever there is a successor, I will quickly for your answer your query. So you can see for this, no, for this, you can see for this person, if I'm going for, okay, I can see the talent card. So at present, this person is not having the data point, but if you're having this 9-grid matrix, so data will be again filling in according to that, whatever the data, performance, so whatever the data you're having. So based on those data, this will be populated. Okay, so this is the way you will be finding all these persons. You can side by side also compare. Okay, you don't have to do anything else. So simply you can side by side compare also, just like you do compare 2 or 3 product, right, in Amazon, right? So here you
Okay.
can see he is a person is a you can see this person is a star performer. Okay, Performance is nine grid matrix, small miniature form you can see here. Okay. Potential rating high, performance rating excellent. Okay. So if you want to see the last 3 years, 2 years data, trend you can choose. Okay. Choose the trend and you can see the rating, whatever the here in performance potential rating. So all the things also you can check. And you can see this person also has received the badges. Okay. You can scroll and accordingly all the three will be, you can compare side by side. Okay. This is very interesting feature you can explore. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome. So this is what I was today I was talking about. Now coming back to your guide. Okay. So I have a plan for I have a sequence I was showing before I started the session. Okay.
So we
Whenever
did
you're
not go with how
implementing,
versus what
how versus
concept.
what? Yeah. So how versus, yeah, I will cover that. Yeah. So how versus, so before that, I was just showing you this is how the dashboard looks like. Okay. For a executive, okay, or anyone, overall performance for this entire thing and everything. This is how story report dashboard looks like. Okay. Just for your reference. Okay. Now coming back to the how versus what. Yeah. So we were discussing. Let's let me go there. How versus what. Yeah. So here, if I go and generate this, let me remove this. Otherwise, I will not be getting much good data. Generate this. Okay. So how versus what? Okay. So as a layman, if you see this, okay, although it says how versus what in the matrix, what you see, it shows competency versus objective, isn't it? Did you observe that?
Yes.
Okay. So what does it mean? So when you say how versus what matrix, okay, so we are saying objectives here we are measuring competency. So in terms of a competency, these 2% doesn't mean. So they are into development phase, and they have to uh, the whenever I'm saying a meet. So there is a two options here: develop, observe, observe, exit, observe only, develop, stretch, develop. Then here stretch. Okay. If somebody's, you might have heard about. Have you heard about something called stretch goal in your organization or somewhere? Stretched goal. Many people might have be telling in the organization, we have a stretch goal this year. This is what I expect. Okay. But what does it mean? That means whatever, let's say you are handling success factor talent modules. Okay. And your manager, and your manager is having a project next year in the next cycle coming from recruiting, and you do not have any recruiting consultants. Okay. And you are a very good top performer, and also you are laborious, hardworking. And so manager will rely on you that this year you will be having a stretch goal. If you can, go for it. Okay. So that is an example of a, you can say, a stretch goal. Okay. Or I will say, basically, one side will be having competency, another side will be having the objectives. Okay. So basically, instead of saying competency objective matrix, they call it a how versus what. Okay. How means you're in the objective, it is more objective, whether you are meeting the expectations or meeting, or you do not meet the expectation, or you exceed the expectation, how you are meeting the expectation. What means whether, how means what competency level you are in. Okay. So that is how actually they try to, I have not seen people using it much. Primarily 9 grid only maximum people use it. Performance versus potential matrix. But this option SAP has given here. Okay. How versus what matrix, and based on the rating scales, based on your typical. Okay. So I have also not used personally in my projects also, but mostly people use performance. That's how mostly use it. But this option also available if your company wants to measure in this way. Some company they do that. Okay, but this is also you can. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's move on to the series again. So not sorry, not this one. This is the yeah. So this is which I was explaining the planning. So for this bootcamp succession planning. So we talked about overall end-to-end from a process point of view, from a system point of view, a little bit. Okay. But whenever you're implementing, these are the common things we do because succession planning is module is a small module. Okay. Most of these configurations are based in other modules like your employee central, your platform for module, like your RBP, your other things. Mostly those configurations, if are done, there are few more configurations. So mostly on data migration point of view, this is again integration is very important. As I said, performance management, your learning, your CDP directly. So all these modules, directly or indirectly, they are connected with each other. Okay. Similarly, whenever you are mostly you'll be coming across this scenario. Okay, which is this is the most important part. Okay, whenever I talked about the tools, like there are different succession planning tools available which you can customize, and these are like your the tool which I have shown to you: succession org chart, talent pool, talent search. Okay, similarly career pathways. Okay, so this is coming from in the career development, by the way. Okay, but these are all interrelated with each other. Okay, so this is just a general plan I have given here. But if I go to the, let me go to the guide. Okay, whatever we have seen, how comprehensively we are going through. But anyway, this is something I will take another sessions maybe to have comprehensive. But today's session was just to give a flow, to understand the flow of the module, understand the flow of the product. Okay, how does the process flows from one to point to another point and all, right? But from a configuration point of view, what are the things you have to do? So definitely these are here. So we talked about position basically base. So this is, I think, I have not gone to detail about it, but that part definitely we will be in require a hackathon session. Bootcamp sessions are just a comprehensive coverage, but what we will do, I will recommend to do yourself, and some of the scenario I will be giving you, and also we will see it together. Okay. So this is your succession nomination method, the methodology. Then also they talk about, okay, your typical how do you configure those current nominations, succession blocks, everything you will be finding. Okay. Similarly, nomination process. What are the different nomination processes you will be having? All the things are available here, right? In details. How do you enable that? Then reporting, which I talked about also. Okay, so those reportings, grid reports or chart, how do you enable those settings? Okay, how do you play around it? Okay, these are relatively easy. Okay, lineage chart also I have shown to you the entire lineage chart end to end. Then how to, these are purely admin activity, by the way. Okay, this module, from this guide, although it is an implementation guide, 70% of things are you'll be finding typical admin activities. How do you do it? Okay, talent card, all these things. How to, what are the kind of permissions? Talent pool also we talked about today. Okay, more or talent search. Okay, position tile. In general, if you see, it's easy module. Okay, but the only thing is you have to navigate. Okay, whenever any project is coming up and all, whenever implementing, right? Especially the most important part is the initial 3 4 chapters only. Okay, once it is set up, so you don't have to change much in the project from my experience, whatever I have seen. Okay, if you understand this thing and all, right? Only thing is, how do you navigate? Okay, whether you're understanding the scenario. Okay, so this is again whenever you're nominating, right? Okay, so you can see some people, you don't have to nominate directly. You have already decided few people. Okay, what otherwise if you have not decided, it will be going through a nomination method, right? So in this, what they're trying to do. Okay, so whether you want it's RVP based or it will be like your typical nominations method, right? So all the things you will be finding here. And how do you import, how do you export? These are all typical operational activities, or you can see the typical, system point of view if you think about it from how do you configure these things. Okay, so nominations, the back end of it. Okay, whenever you are designing. So definitely, if you're saying enable generic objects, you don't have to. Generally, I have seen EC module is implemented before the succession module. Okay, ideally. So in that case, even you don't have to do all this configuration, already will be there. Only whatever is relevant. Okay, you have to activate those configurations. These settings also done. Okay, whenever you're implementing EC, right? So this is where I will say RBP permissions, everything. These are all like your centralized configuration, everything. Okay, so nothing much here. But if you want to exclude someone, there is a choice. Okay, so this is again done through platform foundation. If you are very strong in platform foundations, right, these things is not at all difficult. Okay, so that is something I will say. Visibility, again, these are all purely platform foundation. There is nothing new. Okay, typically it is coming from your RBP only, manage permission role and everything. Okay, how do you create all those things? Okay, so if you understood your platform foundation thoroughly, so this is not a difficult module to crack. Okay, so now coming back to again any kind of a position object, this is again a typical position management. So again, you need to go to the configure object definition. Again, you have to verify, right? So just like a typical position management. Okay, or you have to search for any position object. If I go for configure object definition, typically configure object definitions, and from there, if I go for positions, so you can see position now. So here, how it is related to succession? Any idea? Can anyone would like to tell me? We have seen the front end. Now from the back end,
Via RBP, we are mapping
hmm,
the incumbent to a position.
hmm. So from if I'm going to edit it, which is the place I have to explore?
Down,
There,
come downstream and
hmm,
security part.
security. Okay. So associations we do have. We have a security, yes, secured object. Then
Permissions category, the secured and
yes,
permissions category both.
yes, secure permission category. What does it mean? So secured is equal to yes. So here we have what are the things we do have? Miscellaneous permissions. Okay. But also we do have other types of permissions here also. Okay. So we have a business root permission, we have admin alert permissions. Okay. So these are the options we do have, right? But how it is connecting to succession?
On top, we view the incumbent position ID.
Incumbent, where is that? Let me search. Control F. No, Control F is not working. So incumbent, right? You are saying
Um,
incumbent. Control F. Incumbent. Internal ID. We do hide this one. You're saying incumbent. This one. I will see the
yes.
details. Yeah. Yeah. So here, okay. Hide visibility status, cascade, end of period, conditions, value, visibility, label.
We give the position code here, right? To which
Okay.
position?
Yes. Position code. Okay. So this is actually from a definition point of view I'm looking at. Okay. But where can I see the details? This is a definition I'm looking at. Manage data, is it? Which one?
Yeah, if you go to manage data, there we can.
Yes. Yes, let's see that. Manage data. And if I go to position here, and from here, I'm just picking one position. So let's randomly, let's say CEO, CIO, something like that. I will put it. Yeah. Hmm. You can see what are the things you can see what are relevant for succession point of view.
Um, Yeah, but position incumbent.
Position. Yeah, position incumbent is there. Yeah, what else? Critical positions, that is also fine. Critical, because mostly for critical positions we do that, right? Yeah. So overall, if you see, if I go back to the guide, okay, implementation guide, if I go back, okay. So all the things are actually explained in such a way. Okay, so the tools, what are the charts you are seeing at, right? So all those things will be accordingly you have to perform. And also there are the three types of nomination which you're talking about. There is a way, okay? How do you do that? Whether it will doing from people profile, whether it's a role based or job based, or it is a typical MDA based. How are you doing that? What are the typical requirements we do have, and what are the things you should know? This is something you have to follow. Okay, so this is some are organization chart driven. Okay, some are MDF driven. Accordingly, you have to plan. Okay, so this is again not so technical. Okay, you can, I think you must be able to do it. Okay, so I'm not saying that many times what we do, we go too detail about it, we get confused. Okay, so think simple. Okay, so you just think simple. These are not special configurations you are doing. These are already part of your, if you have done position management thoroughly, okay, this module you don't have to work very hard. Okay, and if your position has been, okay, configured very much nicely, okay, and there is no issues, okay, so definitely you can do it very well. Okay, but again there are certain nomination method. What is a legacy nomination? It's something, these are getting, some things are outdated. Okay, you have to migrate. Okay, so also there are some do's and don'ts. You have to remember those pointers, okay, whenever you are implementing, right? So definitely, so this is a provisioning configuration which I cannot show you. Okay, otherwise definitely you can, what are the things you'll be activating? Okay, position hierarchy driven, it should be position hierarchy mostly. Okay, then based on your requirement, again these are purely RBP, you can see nothing new. Okay, position based, this is to be hired. Okay, that means, so what are the things required, they're actually explaining. So mostly these are RBP only. If you understood our RBP thoroughly, this is just a quick, okay, quickly you can do it, all these things. Okay, nothing special which has been explained separately here. Okay, so yeah, so this is something, again, tool succession setting. So there is something called, yeah, this is something worth looking at, succession settings. Okay, so we have a specific thing. I think this one we should look at if it is there. Succession settings, yeah, this is, now we have not seen it. So I will recommend highlight all the things. So whenever you're going to implementation guide, okay, so you can see this is a default range we are putting it here. So whenever we are looking at a performance, which period to which period it should show, this is where putting a setting. Suppose you're putting 3 years, 2 years, okay, accordingly your only those specific period data will be shown. Okay, or if you want to send a notification to the succession planner, okay, you can enable it. I have not enabled it. Or if you want to disable certain things, okay, you can do that. Hmm. So all the things, date, competence, so this is important. Performance potential, this is important for your, the matrix we have seen, the 9 grid matrix, from which range, suppose you do not want to see 2013, we need just last 4 years data to showcase. You can change the setting, very simple. Okay, just like a normal setting, you go to mobile app and you just do the setting. Very easy. It's not a configuration, it's a small settings only. Okay, so this is one thing they talked about here. Okay, hope it was useful. Otherwise, you just identify which are the configurations which you think, by seeing the guide, you can think of whether it was already covered in EC or platform foundations and all. Just like this one, I have not covered. I am sure, 100% sure, I have never shown this succession settings in neither in the Employee Central module, nor in the position management, nor in platform foundation. So for that reason, I have shown that, right? So this is the way you can fast track. Okay, I'm just giving a quick hack. You don't have to read word by word. Okay, but at least you glance through. Okay, if something is already seen, you can skip that. So otherwise, very difficult. It's a already small document compared to recruiting. If you see around 1600 pages document, okay? But this is a almost 1/8, okay, of it, 1/8.7 of part of it. Okay, so I will recommend focus on the concept which you have learned today in the past 1.5 hour. Then you do one thing for every steps. Okay, the steps definitely I will going to share with you. This is something I will be updating in the platform. This is my rough notes. Okay, I will be updating in the fair notes in the platform. Then you will be getting an option for each and every step. Okay, I have not mentioned the configuration path. Okay, or prerequisites. Those are something I will highly recommend to make a note of it, and that will be used for your lifetime. Okay, although I prepare my notes, you can copy it. Otherwise, you can copy after copying whatever your convenient way of working. Okay, you can do that. Okay, then whenever you are going to deploy a project, definitely you can, that will be helpful for lifetime. Okay, so wherever you are implementing and all these things, right? So if you're enabling something, this is, I'm sure during implementation you must have enabled. So you can skip all these things. Okay, most of the things you will be finding position sync, nothing new. Okay, so this is just an sync. They're talking about how the HRIS sync and all the sync works. Okay, so these are different scenarios. Okay, what may happen if there is no successor? Okay, and you are deleting the existing position. This could be a very nice your interview question. It happened in with me in my current project, which I will be discussing shortly, maybe day in a Monday or sometime. I was fixing an issue. The person was onboarded. The person's hiring manager has left the organization in between. The person didn't complete the onboarding, right? And I'm not able to delete that. I'm not able to change that person's. By the way, the hiring manager, I have posted that query in the onboarding track in the WhatsApp group. Okay, but I've referred a one note KBA I found. I followed that KBA. Still, I couldn't resolve that issues yesterday.
Uh,
Okay, it was an onboarding
in
issue. Okay, yeah.
in
So
general, also, if no successor is there, then we can delete a position.
uh,
That is true.
yeah,
If successor is there,
for
we
me the
cannot.
challenge is I don't have to delete. I have to change and the new to a new manager, and ideally there are some settings, but they have not configured that earlier, right? So I have to play. I have to look into that issue. I have not seen that. I spent almost 2 hours, but I couldn't resolve that. But just a thought of sharing. But same scenario you can see if somebody is having no successor, somebody is okay, what will happen? Okay, if the person get the position getting vacant, what will be happen to the incumbent? Okay, and how they will it will flow. Okay, so there are models. These are different models. This model we will be discussing. Okay, so I may be taking some time, but this is something nothing new again. Okay, so this is from HRIS thing. It is coming up. This is how the user become inactive. I will recommend while going through this, simultaneously look into the system as well. Okay, how does it look like if something is possible? Okay, but this is something we will definitely look into. Okay, otherwise, most of 60-70% of 70% of the more than 70% of the configurations are depending upon your position management, your employee central, your other modules, platform foundations, so your typical RBPs and everything. Okay, nothing new. Okay, only few settings are there, which are the core configuration of your succession planning. Otherwise, I am sure you must be knowing all the things. If you have completed your EC module, platform modules, position management, those modules clearly. Okay, so this is what actually a sync happens. Suppose somebody is leaving the organization, what will happen? Whether you want to create a new position, whether you want to update a new position to the reporting managers, the next position, successors to automatically flow, or create a new position only if they leapfrog or move laterally, if they have successors. Okay, so these are the three decisions out of this. Okay, you have to take a decision accordingly, and accordingly think how the position to employee data will be synchronization will happen. This is a very important configuration when it comes to succession. So I will recommend go to the drawing board, go to a system, check all the three scenario. Okay, if you're having a system, and otherwise in a project also you can try. Okay, so if you try one time with this, what is happening, one time with second scenario, third time with third scenario. Okay, so it is very interesting to do, and you will be understanding the behavior, how system is behaving accordingly. Okay, all the things can be done. Okay, so this is something, I will say migrations are not very important here, unless and until if you're working in a different project where migration is important. Otherwise, your typical topic starts from start chapter number 4. Okay, so here all the basic provisioning they talk about, again nothing new. Okay, so how do you import your successors? Okay, so there is a tool for that. We have a tool. So this is a tool specific to successor. Okay, import. I think it is there. Import successors. Okay, if you want to. Okay, so you can do. This is a small tool only. So we have a template, and you can use that template and upload here. Right. So that is another small, just an upload program, nothing much. Okay, there are small things which you are unique to Succession. Okay, so my key objective of today's session is to have a glance of this entire thing, from this entire documentation, from this implementation guide, identify which are the core configuration of your Succession module, just like two tools we have seen today. Okay, and from an admin point of view, which are the tools. Okay, so when I say tools, you have to identify this path for me. Okay, make a note of it. I will put in the assignment. Thanks for joining in, people who have joined, or if the person who will be watching these videos in the platform, if you have not, we have missed the session, watch the recording, and I will be giving an assignment that will be a very unique type of assignment where you have to submit that. Okay, because that is the aim and objective for a boot camp. When I say in a boot camp, I want to fast track. Okay, within 2 hours, you are understanding the entire module. Okay, overall, I'm not saying you are going to be becoming expert. Okay, but at least you are getting a hint. And I am already saying there are dependencies. That means you have to ensure you're fulfilling the prerequisite of those modules, like your position management, your employee central, platform, all those modules. Okay. Then what I will do as a follow-up, okay, there will be a bootcamp follow-up sessions based on the availability in the next week. Okay, that will be again at like this 2 hour sessions where I will do a follow-up. I will take up Q&A. Okay, any Q&A and all that will be purely your session. Okay, you will be leading, all of you, and I will be showing the system. Before that, I will be ensuring you have gone through the module, not necessarily everything you are doing in the system. Okay, because the doing system requires hackathon approach, as I say, typical 2-3 months, but Succession it will take some less time, 1 month. Okay, so one by one system, one by one, transaction by transaction. Definitely typical. You have seen my hackathon style. Okay, 20 hours, 15 hours, 30 hours. Employee Central goes to 40 hours like that. Okay, so definitely that will be also happen in the upcoming days. But as for the request, okay, this is how I would recommend. Summarize. Okay, you have overall I have given a pathway roadmap I have given, and check it out. And in the follow-up session, again, we will go, and I will also be preparing a mind map. So for Succession, I have not prepared a mind map. Okay, so I will be preparing a very nice mind map. I'm committing that, and also these notes which I will be sharing with you. I will be improvising my notes. Okay, and also you can give a feedback. I'll be preparing a case study the way I have done it for the onboarding yesterday. Okay, I'll be doing a case study for it, and I hope that will be more helpful so that you are ready for any project or challenge in the future. Okay, so with that note, I will stop here. Any questions or any last comment, feedback? Hope it was helpful. I tried my best. Yeah. Mohina, was it okay? Good. Did you
Yes,
understand?
it was. I learned many new things which I was not aware of. Like even this succession thing is also having a process. I used to
Mm,
think that okay, go there, do this, and that will be done.
mm,
But when I
mm.
attended this class, I understood that everything has a link between each other.
Yes, yes, yes. So for that reason, I started this session with the value stream diagram. This is we call a value stream diagram: recruit to onboard, develop to grow, reward to retain. Right. So there are more detailed value stream. So I may always value this kind of architect side of it. I always focus because this will be giving a long-term view. Okay, a holistic view, right? Configurations are easy. You can see everywhere and you can do the configuration by reading the guide and all, right? But unless and until you understand the overall big picture, it will not be very
Correct.
helpful in the long term, right?
Correct. Picture will be in our mind for
Uh,
longer period.
yes, yes, yes. True. Okay, if no questions, then thanks for joining in. So
Thank you.
in a weekend, which where you could have spent your time at some other place like other people, but you thought it will be helpful for your career, your job, upcoming jobs, whatever. So thanks for your time, valuable time, and looking forward to your such kind of commitment in the next upcoming sessions as well. Thanks. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you all.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye bye.